Happy Monday and welcome to a new week, everybody. I'm out here running on the absolutely beautiful wood chip trails of Nordmarka forest just north of Oslo. And finally, the sun has come out, as you can perhaps see by the beautiful glow on my face. That is a nice treat after 5 or 6 days in a row of like 40 degrees and rain. But today is just an easy day before I have some intervals tomorrow. Like I said in a previous vlog, my schedule this year has been pretty much that the day before an interval day, I pretty much always have an easy day where I just do 1, maximum 2 hours of just really light, easy training. So I'm doing a little jog in the woods. I mean, no complaints on this weather here, and really excited for a new week with some hard intervals coming down the pipe. Tomorrow I will do a session with Team Swix, one of the local professional teams here in Oslo, and it'll be a sort of progressive classic interval in Holmenkollen. Welcome to a new week. By the way, yes, these are the Oakley Stunt Wing. Kind of crazy. I think they call them the Stunt Wing because I'm stunting on these players when I'm wearing these, don't you think? By the way, Julie does not actually get here until Sunday of this week, so a little bit later than originally planned, which means your boy is alone in Norway for a little bit longer. So God help me with the meals that I will be eating without Julie's help for another week, but at least I'm kind of used to it by now. But I miss Julie, let it be known. I know I'm kind of yapping here, so bear with me, but I just wanted to say that when it's not a given that it's going to be sunny every day, you know, when in fact it's more of a given that it's going to be cloudy, you just appreciate the sun so much more than in a place like Park City where it's sunny every single day, pretty much no matter what. So I would say that this sun is just absolutely cathartic. It's euphoric. It's really nice. Absolutely soaking wet because I just came back from a interval session at Holmenkollen in the pissing rain, about 50 degrees, which wasn't actually so bad, but the rain was absolutely torrential. And for that reason, I unfortunately did not take any clips myself from the interval session. I'm hoping I got some clips from my coach who was there. But here's the clothes that I wore. Let's see if I can get this sound on camera. Ooh. The session was 2 times essentially 30 minutes. I think it was like a 12K loop, or 3 loops of a like 4-kilometer loop on the Holmenkollen Rollerski track, and we did that twice, so it was basically 2 times 30 minutes. And the idea was that we were not allowed to look at our watch for heart rate or time, with the idea that we would be basing the pacing completely off of feeling, which, as you can imagine, is a very important skill in the winter when we do interval start races, and we can't really afford to just be constantly looking at our watch to check if we are going too fast. My lactates, for those interested, I think was like 6 after the first one and 8 after the second one, which is definitely high. But when you're basing a workout completely off of feeling and you feel really good because you just came back from altitude, it's very easy to push. So no harm done there. 'Tis the season, but now we are gonna hunker down, watch some TV while it's pissing rain outside. So kind of cozy to be in rather than out when the weather is as it is now. This is some Jurassic Park vibes right now, if you see what I mean, with the kind of mist. I feel that a T-Rex is gonna pop out of the woods somewhere. Also, this river, normally not very full of water, but with all the rain, I feel like you could potentially whitewater raft down this right now. Pretty cool. I am just going for a easy run hike after this morning's intervals because that was a session that does not need a hard session in the afternoon because it was quite a hard session itself. So just doing a kind of standard little 115 hour loop that I've done a lot in the past. and yeah, Jurassic Park vibes. 15-minute sauna every single day since I have arrived here in Norway, which means that this room gets insanely hot when I'm done, so I open the window. But I have to be careful because the people who live above us have 2 kids who are like 8 years old, and this window doesn't have a curtain or anything, so I'm always scared that I'm gonna get added to some list or something when they see me through the window. So I try to avoid that as best I can. Curious if I sauna every day for a while, if I'll notice any, benefits, any side effects, positive or negative. Gotta use the sauna while it's so accessible, but important to hydrate too, because I sweat probably like 2 pounds of water in there. How about that view right there, huh? Since I came to Norway, I think 8 days ago, it's been sunny once, and that was 2 days ago. So this is the 2nd day, and same sentiment applies of just how nice this is after yesterday's intervals in a rain cloud. But I'm out on Maridalen, nice little out and back road. A lot of the roller skiing here is out and backs, but it's actually a lot nicer than you would think. Given that that's the case, that is a view that I can surely appreciate, and I hope you do too. We got some fall colors too. I'm also wearing the world's baggiest high-vis long sleeve shirt, but it's high-vis, so that's why I'm wearing it. But it's not a good fit. Got groceries in this crazy sick outfit, and I have this camo US ski team bag from like 2019 that is my go-to grocery bag all these years later because it is just absolutely massive and saves some plastic as well. But when it's so nice out, it's not the worst to go get groceries. I'm actually in downtown Oslo, about as downtown as it gets, by the opera, what is this called? Norwegian Opera House. There's also the Munch Museum. I guess you can't really see it, but I am in one of the busiest parts of Oslo because I decided to do a bike route that was during peak traffic, mind you, on the absolute busiest streets of Oslo. So there's been a lot of stoplights, a lot of waiting in lines of walkers and bikers. Honestly, really sketchy. Was annoyed at first, but now that I'm downtown and it's so cool, no complaints. I am a big city guy. I miss Minneapolis, so it's fun to go downtown when you have the opportunity and check out the cool scenes down here. These are pretty cool saunas that are on the water. So you can come downtown, take a sauna, and jump into the fjord afterwards. Kind of cool. Good morning, everybody. Couple things. First of all, I am skiing at Holmenkollen right now. A little bit of a cloudy day, but really clear and really nice. Best view perhaps in Oslo here from the top of Midtstubakken. Here's the mini ski jump that I don't know if it's like for juniors, but it's at least a lot smaller than the one that they used in the World Championships in 2011. But also I realized that most of the, videos I've gotten for my vlogs lately have been like this, just me holding the camera recording. And I really wish I was able to get more sort of, videos of me skiing, videos from a third person perspective, whatever you want to call it. But I am a one-man show right now, so I'm doing my best. Basically, without just setting my phone down on the side of the course and then picking it up later, there's not that many ways to like get creative footage, at least from what I've been able to try. Anyways, today, a little bit of an easy day, doing some pickups on the roller ski track here perhaps, and then tomorrow back at it with some more intervals. And yeah, vibes are good. I am really fortunate to be able to just ski over to this Holmenkollen roller ski track in like 15 minutes from where we're living, and it's a pretty freaking sweet place to train in preparation for the brutal World Cup courses that await me this winter, because this course also not super easy. All right, I'm not trying to be negative, but I just have to say that the drying rack, which is so popular in Norway because it seems that dryers are less of a thing here than in the US, at least in apartments especially. But the drying rack is a horrible invention and I hate it. Your clothes don't actually dry, especially when you're in a place like Norway where it's just a bit humid all the time. The clothes are wet and they just stay wet. So then I take them off of this thing like after 2 days of them sitting here and they smell terrible because they've just been like damp for that entire time. Also, this is just one load of laundry and it's basically completely filled this thing and it's not even that many clothes. And as I'm hanging clothes on here, the clothes that I hung earlier fall off and it's basically this never-ending cycle of picking up the stuff that falls off and putting the new stuff on, causing more stuff to fall off. Yeah, I guess it's probably good for the environment because it doesn't use electricity, but it also doesn't dry your clothes. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. But if anyone has experience with this and would like to relate with me in the comments, just please do. Don't mind my hair. I am well aware that I need to get a haircut. If you have any suggestions for what haircut I should get besides a buzz cut, let me know in the comments. I'm about to go roller ski over to Holmenkollen, which is about a 15-minute ski from our apartment, and do a L4 skate workout, probably 6 or 7 times 5 minutes on a little loop that I've done a couple times already this year. I assume the times will be a lot slower because it is like 40 degrees outside and the cold pavement and the cold roller ski wheels and everything just makes things move a bit slower. So it's going to be a little bit more based on heart rate and effort. But 'tis the season, you know, for this type of L4 session. And I think they're really fun, even though they're a bit hard. Unfortunately, I probably won't have any video from this session besides what I managed to get myself, which will not be much, at least skiing wise, but I at least wanted to share with you the session I'm doing, and let's hope it goes well. Just wrapped up the session. I did 7 times 5-ish minutes. It was between 5:30 for the first one and like 5:09 on the last one, so really good progression, which is always the sign of a good workout compared to when you start fast and get slower and slower. It was hard. I would say my heart rate was right around 90 to 92% of heart rate max for a lot of the interval, which is kind of working on that little bit VO2 max race pace zone, which is the flavor of the time of year for sure. Kind of fun being here at Holmenkollen because I can always be reminded of the goal here. That is the goal right there. Not the ski jump, the rings. Really good workout. A little bit of a grind to do those sessions alone, just because when you're pushing hard like that, it often is easier to just tuck in behind somebody or at least have somebody there for moral support. So pretty proud of myself for knocking that one out alone and having it go really well. And now I am just gonna ski back to the house, which is all downhill, which is nice. Uphill warm up, downhill cool down. That's the way it should be. All right, so I'm back at Holmenkollen for the second time today, doing 10 times 1 minutes. Classic, I guess you could call it intervals, but it's basically just long speeds, kind of at prologue pace. But I did 5 of them, or I guess on the 5th one, this happened. My pole just snapped in half when I was double pulling. Honest to God, raw power just broke it, but more than likely it already had a hairline crack or something, which just happens when you roller ski on a pair of poles the entire summer, which is why you should not race in the winter on your roller ski poles, because then this will happen in a much more important setting than on a workout. But anyways, the remaining 5 speeds, I just had to do a mixture of no pole striding speeds and 1 pole striding speeds, which were honestly not that bad. Yeah, it's been a while since I broke a pole. I think the last one was in Toughness in the last 100 meters of the 50K. Only 2 broken poles the entire summer is not the worst. Something else I've been thinking a lot about lately as I've been in these very beautiful places like Park City, Oslo, Minneapolis, and there's been a lot of stuff for me to take pictures and videos of, is just the fact that stuff always looks so much nicer in person than when you try to take a picture of it. Even some of the most absolutely beautiful things like a crazy mountain range or super nice fall colors, whatever it is, you're always like, oh, I gotta take a picture of this. And then when you do, it's always like, oh, that looks so not cool. But I think there's actually some beauty in that, you know, because it forces you to go see those things in person. Because if the pictures were way nicer than the actual thing, then you could just sit on your computer and get the full experience. But it also means that if you see a picture or a video of something and it looks insanely beautiful, then you can just imagine it's even way more beautiful in person. And yeah, I just think that there's something cool about that idea. This is the train station, and this is where we live. So the train is literally 15 feet from the bedroom window, or like pretty much any of the windows because it's a small apartment. And that means that when you are asleep, it's kind of hard to open the window because the trains go by every 15 minutes or so, all hours of the day and night except for 2 to 5 a.m. And it's not quiet either. It comes by and it's like shaking the bed, basically. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it's loud. So I feel like that is my one complaint about an otherwise really perfect location to live, is that this freaking train is constant and it is very loud. Also, when we found out how close we were to this, we were like, oh, well, at least we'll get to use the train super easily and use it all the time. But I feel like I've used it like 3 times since we lived here. So yeah, there's that too. I am a major sucker for the boil and bag rice, but I was just thinking that maybe there is some microplastics, which are seeping into my rice every time I boil this bag of plastic. I don't know. I haven't read any studies on that. Could be a worthwhile price to pay for the convenience of the boiling bag. I haven't noticed any ill effects of the BPAs that are surely circulating through my system as I record this, but something to perhaps be mindful of. Wanted to show off this really cool sweater that Julie gave me for my birthday. It is actually the official sweater of the 2025 World Championships in Trondheim, which I competed at, so makes this kind of extra special to wear. And it's also just that kind of classic Norwegian sweater look, and it's definitely sweater season, so fun to have one like this. Let me know your thoughts. Am I rocking it? Am I rocking the Dale? Question is, will it be nicer than this beautiful pink sweater that Julia is in the process of making? I think she started it in May or June, and it's been living on this couch, growing day by day since. Which sweater do you like better, the Dale or the pink? Good morning from Julie's cabin. I know I really got to do something about this hair situation, and perhaps about this blanket sweatshirt situation as well, but I actually am here to do the outro for this video and thank you guys for watching, and hope that this one was entertaining despite the fact that probably 90% of the video was just me and my face talking. I hope that the next vlogs, now that Julie is back, will be a lot more balanced footage of me skiing, me running, and just other stuff, but hopefully you didn't get too bored of all of my talking, and if you did, that's fine. Hopefully the next one will be better for you. But yeah, as always, like, subscribe, and see you next time.